YouTube world and beyond. It's your boy B. I'm right back up at you cats with another video. And what's good? What y'all up to? It's another hump day, another Wednesday. When I put these weeks all together, I see that there's certain things that I say on the Monday to start off the podcast, certain things I say on Tuesdays. I definitely mention that on Wednesdays, it's always hump days. Thursdays, we speak about the weekend. Then Fridays, we talk about the actual plans. So when I put all of these things together, what I'm noticing is that these weeks now are starting to merge. It's not just the days that's merging. These weeks are starting to merge. And it's the craziest thing because I can actually remember Wednesday being at the same exact point last week, speaking about uh, similar topics, man. But that's the way life works, man. Just in circles, yo. Some circular radiuses are longer than others. Other things got different cycles, but it's just usually a repeat, man. Usually just a repeat. But here I go getting philosophical. What up, y'all? How y'all feeling? How did my people in the chat sleep last night? We got 3 people on the check-in. Step up in here. Let me know where you watching me from or listening to me from and what time is it where you are. We are in Freeport, Long Island, y'all. Freeport, Long Island. That is a part of New York. We are right outside of New York City. I actually work in the city. I work in Queens. So I travel to New York every single day, my people. And if you ask me, I am a representative of this beautiful, beautiful city we call New York, y'all. This beautiful city we call New York. We got 8 people in the chat and hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button. Yes, sir. So it's game 4. Game 4 tonight, man. Who y'all got? Who y'all got? Do you have the Spurs? Or do you have the Knicks? Spurs or Knicks? We are gonna speak about this first, then I'll speak about work a little bit later, if we get the chance. So, in my mind, I think this series definitely changed. Definitely changed. And in my mind, what the Knicks do not want is to lose tonight. The Knicks do not want to lose tonight. If they lose tonight, it's a whole different type of psychological pressure that's going to be thrown on these boys. Because now, if they lose game 5 is a must win. Game 5 is a must win because you lose game 5, then basically you're going to have to win 2 in a row. They did it, but it's going to be very unlikely, especially considering the fact that the last game is going to be in San Antonio. I know they already won twice going into San Antonio in this series, but all those games was close, my people. I mean, all those games were close. You change something that happened here or there, and then it's a 1 point or 2 point swing for the Spurs, and now they could possibly have a 3-0 lead. And it's the same thing for the Knicks. The Knicks, you change certain things, and the Knicks could have a 3-0 lead. So looking at it like this, man, this series is much, much, much closer than what people have it. Again, if Knicks win tonight, I feel they go up 3-1, and that puts a whole lot of pressure on the Spurs where they're going to have to win 3 in a row. That's going to be hard, especially considering who the Knicks are. They've been a great team throughout the whole year. So them losing 3 straight games is very, very, very unlikely. So again, that makes the pressure heavy on this game. It's going to be a game of heavy pressure, man. Heavy, heavy, heavy pressure. And it's going to test the hearts of the Knicks And it's also going to test the heart of the Spurs. We got somebody on the check-in. My boy came back. What up, Daniel? I ain't see you in a couple of days. Brother, where you been? He said, morning. Somebody said Knicks and 6. He said Knicks and 6. I hope you're right, man. I hope you're right. I hope you are right. Knicks and 6. We shall see. Again, I'm not a big Knicks fan, but I would really, really, really love to have a championship come to New York, man. I think we are a great city. I think that New Yorkers are some crazy, crazy, crazy people, man. How many of y'all have ever been out here? And how many people have, actually live in the city? How many people have traveled to New York City? And how many people live in the city? Now, I don't know about Instagram, but my Instagram, since I am local, they give me a bunch of New York news. And again, I don't know if people in California get the same feeds as I get. So maybe their feeds may look different, but my Instagram is hilarious with these New York highlights. We got Daniel. He said, somebody said, I do play by plays for always welcome to my chat. Oh, what would you do? You do play by plays? Well, get out of here. Been to New York once. Get out of here. You do play by plays. All right, I'm gonna check you out tonight, brother. I'm definitely gonna go check you out, hit you up in the chat because you do support me every single morning. I'll go over there, check you out tonight, man. If you're doing the game tonight. And you said you've been to New York once. What city you from, man? What city? What country? Where you from? Somebody said, Dane said, been once. Yeah. So it's gonna be a good one. It's definitely gonna be a good one. This is why they play the sports. Again, I think that it's gonna be hilarious if New York wins this game and the parade come to our city. Because I was telling y'all about Instagram. My Instagram is flooded with New York videos, man, and it's hilarious. It is hilarious. Oh, you from LA? Okay, okay, that's what up. That's what up. I gotta come to LA. I gotta come to LA, man. Y'all beat us in baseball. The Dodgers. Shout out to the Dodgers. But yeah, I gotta come to LA, man. I definitely want to go out there, yo. I watch some of those videos where cats go to those burger stands out there in Los Angeles. And I always wanted to go hit up one of them burger stands, man. Them joints look crazy. Definitely look crazy, you know? But yeah, New York Instagrams is hilarious, man. I watch a lot of those videos. So one of my favorite videos is where MTA, if y'all know MTA do the public transportation out here for New York City. So they run the trains, they run the buses, they also run the Long Island Railroad. So what they do is they put in a lot of money so that they could stop fare evaders. And over here, anybody can hop the train, hop the turnstile, yo. You see it in any station. Cats just be hopping the turnstile like it's the thing to do. And they hire security guards to stand by the turnstiles just to deter people from jumping over them. But cats just be jumping right in front of these cats. Like they not even there. It's the craziest thing, but they be funny. So they'll show some of the new technology that the MTA installed. They be like, New York spent 56 million for this. And then they'll show a cat hop over it and just evade the fear. Them joints be hilarious. So we got somebody else in the check-in. Somebody said, hi, Sylvia. What up, Sylvia? How you feeling? Sylvia. Remind me of the psychic, Sylvia. Remember the psychic Sylvia? Whose show she used to be on? Dr. Phil. Or maybe she was even before Dr. Phil. She might have been on Shorty Show. What's her name? Damn, we talk back in the day. Talk show hosts used to be crazy, like Jerry Springer, those type of people. What was her name? Maury used to be big. I don't think she was on Maury, but I think she was on one of them women, one of the women talk shows. But she used to get the information wrong. It used to be hilarious, man. But shout out to Sylvia. Somebody said like, share, double tap. Shout out to my boy Dan. You facts. Facts, facts. Yeah. So check out those New York Instagram videos, man. They are hilarious. I was telling y'all about the turnstile hopping. They funny. I also like to watch the videos, man. They got this cat, Lewis Lux. He funny too, son. He hilarious. So he go to like fine restaurants and some of the most expensivest places in different cities. And he came to New York a couple times, was eating at some of our expensive restaurants, and they're fine dining experiences. fine dining experiences. So again, go over there, check out some of this New York Instagram. I think that you guys would find them funny. The New York City subway is some of the funniest places on the earth, son. You could see so much stuff on them trains, man. I seen so much stuff on the trains that it's just crazy. That's just crazy. Like Instagram don't even capture some of the real crazy stuff that you see. You know, some of the real crazy stuff you see. And certain lines are most definitely crazier than others. You know, so check that out. Check that out. And again, we waiting and hoping that New York Knicks win this series, man. Hoping and waiting and seeing if New York wins this series. What's my prediction on it? The whole the whole time I've been going against the Knicks. So I'm gonna have to stick with my predictions, man. I think the Spurs are gonna pull this one out, man. I think they're gonna tie the series. I think they're gonna tie the series, and I think they're gonna win in 7 games, man. I think they're gonna tie the series, and I think that they're going to win in 7 games. So they're gonna take two in New York, man. They're gonna do to New York what New York did to them, and we gonna see. Do anybody agree with me? Do anybody agree with me? But we'll see. We'll see. We shall see. So we moving on, switching topics. Yesterday was a great day at work. We got these bi-weekly meetings now that we set up with some of the vendors that we work with. So we work with different vendors and they all got a different contract, my people. All of them got a different contract and they all compete for the same pool of trips. So we do, let's say, an estimate about what would I say? A day. I would say about 25,000 trips a day. We do about 25,000 trips a day. You dig? And that's the pool of trips that we do. So we got different providers who come that we vend out these rides to. So we use key performance indicators to justify their trip allocation. So if you're performing well, you're basically telling us that the trips that we give you, you could complete them within this amount of time without returning this amount of trips, without failing this amount of trips, without stranding this amount of clients. So these are some of the things that we look at to judge the contract. And the best thing that you can do in these type of situations is to be transparent with the data. And prior to our recent meetings, we wasn't really meeting up with them to discuss a lot of the data on a daily basis. So what will happen is we send out a daily scorecard every single day, and they look at these numbers on their daily scorecard to judge their performance. So we have one broker who they're like, yo, I want to get more trips. I want to get more trips. So they want to get more trips. And they try to use the key performance indicators to justify it. So they'll say, all right, look, for the whole system, this was the 20-minute on-time performance. It was at 89%. But look at our numbers. Our numbers show that we was at 93% for this amount of time, and we only gave back this amount of trips, and we're performing better than the whole system by this amount. And that's the type of arguments that they use. And I think I was talking to you guys about this yesterday. Numbers aren't just numbers, man. Numbers are not just numbers. Numbers and percentages are made to represent something. They're supposed to represent something. So I was thinking about this analogy last night, and I'll bring it to the chat, ask you guys what you think about this, and ask you guys which decision in this situation you would make. So let's say we have the game on the line. We have the game on the line. We have to send a free throw shooter to the line, and they have two free throws to shoot. Now, you got two players, right? We got one player who has a shooting percentage of, let's say, 93%. And then we have another one who has a shooting percentage of, let's say, 84%, right? They got a shooting percentage of 84%. Now, me as a coach, who am I going to put in the game? Would I put in the guy with the 93% or would I put in the person with the 84%? Now, on the surface, somebody on the check-in said, "Good morning, man. What's going on?" That's my boy ZZ from a different account. What up, ZZ? How you feeling? How you feeling? Yes. How you feeling, man? Hope you feeling good. Hope you feeling good. So, yeah, let's continue our thought experience. So, again, the game is on the line. You need a free throw. You need a free throw. Who are you sending to the line? Are you going to send the person who, on the surface, has a free throw shooting percentage of 94%, or are you going to do the person who has an 84% shooting percentage? Now, let's get into the details now. This person with the 94% shooting percentage from the line, this is a person who you can't verify some of it. So off top, there's about, let's say, 5% of that data that helps you calculate the 94% can't be accounted for. There's no way for you to verify that. So off top, about 5% of that data you can't account for off top. Also, let's say you have reason to believe and evidence that someone else was taking shots for this person also. So that 94% also includes, let's say, some of the greatest free throw shooters of all time. Let's say a Ray Allen or let's say a Reggie Miller. So that 94% also includes, let's say, 30% of that 94%. 34% of that 94%, those shots were taken by Reggie Miller and also what's my boy name? Ray Allen. Reggie Miller and Ray Allen. So 30% of that was taken by that person. So that 94% that you see on the surface is corrupted. You can't really know if it's a true 94%. You can't really tell what percentage of that data is actually true and what this person can actually do. Now, the person who has an 84% shooting percentage, this person, you can verify that it is a true 84%. You've seen the shots, you verify that this is a true and 100% accurate. So, nothing's 100% accurate. So we'll say with maybe an error margin of like 0.5, a zero point 0.5 error margin, right? Who are you going to put at the line to make the free throw? Now, the outcome, I don't think is as important as the decision making. I don't think the output or the outcome is as important as the decision making. So I could put the 94% shooter on the line, and let's say he do hit the shots. Does that make that a better decision than I put the 84% guy on the line and he misses the shot? Can you do that? I don't know. I don't know. I would argue that if I was to make that decision and then upper management was to question me about that decision, I think I'd be able to justify putting the 84% shooter on the line, even if that 84% shooter missed. Now, let's say the 94% shooter guy missed. Now they asking you, why'd you make that decision? You're gonna have to justify the fact that, okay, this data is gonna count for this 94% is made up of this and made up of that. So I don't think the outcome is as important as the decision making, because when you have logic and you can justify your decision making, again, your the outcome may be wrong, but your decision making was right. And I think that that's a lot more valuable. And that was just a roundabout way for me to discuss the situation of what's going on with the program. So again, if we're judging the contract on KPIs, then I have to be sure that those KPIs are correct. And if I'm not sure, then I can't give you more responsibility, because auditors can look at that and basically I could get in trouble for it. I could definitely get in trouble for it. But that's all I got. That's all I got for today, my people. That's all I got for today. We moving closer and closer to that 7-Eleven, a fine establishment where I make my tea for the day, you know. But that's all I got for today, man. Thanks everybody for listening. Y'all know what it is. It's the outlier B. The outlier B. And it's hump day, y'all. Hump day, Wednesday. People feel if they make it over today, then they good for the week. They make it over today, they're good for the week. I wish all y'all the best. I hope that you don't have much hiccups. Hopefully, everything runs smooth for you today, man. But I'm up out here. Thank you, cats. I will see you dudes tomorrow. My boy Zizi said all the best. You too, my brother. You too, my brother. And I'm gonna catch y'all tomorrow. Peace out, man.